So here's my new book. I wrote this last year as well. So this is book one. I have that in the paperback version as well. And then here's book two in the Tribune Live series. Here's the cover. This is even bigger than, even thicker than that book. That book has like 300 pages. This one has 400. That's its spine, which looks perfect to me. And here's the back. And again, you can, if you guys are interested in joining my club about animals, then you can reach out to me at that email. And yeah, and since we're still reading the book one version, I'll set this book aside for now. But once we finish the book one, we can move on to the book two. Also, I have all three of my books right here in their paperback versions. And so this one is about like 160 something pages. This one's 300, as I already said. This one's 400 something. So that's like the difference. Pretty significant, I'd say. And yeah, so right now I'll be reading chapter 7 of this book. December 2018. Jumping into turtle tank. Elizabeth. At such times I felt chilly even with my sweater on, so Bluey must have felt the same way. He was on my shoulder as I reached for the air conditioning. Warm setting, done. I lowered my arm and wanted to check on him, only to find Bluey not on me. I went to my desk. He wasn't there. I checked his cage. He wasn't there. I checked his playground. He wasn't there. Where could he be? I walked to my turtles. Have you guys seen Bluey? I asked my 3 turtles, who were Smalley, Seaweed, and Bicky. Silence spoke for them, irritating me. I had come to the realization that they were all sleeping safe and sound. I took up my phone to film this on Instagram, and because I was live, my viewers could probably see certain things better than I could. The best part was that it was in real time, so I could get the necessary help. Scratch, scratch. Huh? The turtles are sleeping, so who else could it be? Bluey? Bluey, there you are, I said when he was literally standing on the edge of the turtle tank. Part 1 of the mission was complete. Finding Bluey. Now it was time for part 2, getting him off. If the turtles wake up and Bluey jumps in, they could eat him up, so I had to come up with a plan. I first tried to put my finger close to his stomach, but was careful not to touch him because he could bite me and then fall in. In an ironic sense, he actually almost bit me, but his wing strength saved him from the perilous fall. Second, I clapped because it was part of recall training that I taught him over the last few weeks, or rather that it came naturally. After a few claps, his head was forward and he seemed to want to come. This was it. He'd come back to the safe side. He then turned 180 degrees. Bluey, why would you do that? A green circle began to move rather swiftly across the entire tank while my mind was thinking elsewhere. Seaweed swam by, causing Bluey to do what he did. Calm down, Elizabeth. At the end of the day, Bluey will be safe, and you'd be considered a hero. Third, I wanted to use my voice to lure him over, since it worked when he was scared. Bluey, can you please come? He didn't budge. His back was still facing me. If all 3 plans didn't work, this one would do the trick. I just knew it. It was to use my phone. Oh no, but what if he still decides to go in by himself? I pushed that negative thought away and held my phone where he could see it. He jumped on. I did it. I actually did it. I looked at the chat in the live and saw numerous comments such as, thank goodness he's okay, and he's a naughty bird, and I just had to agree with everyone and edit the live stream. Yeah, Bluey, don't you dare ever do that again, I said. Chirp! Bluey. I felt a little cold because it was the winter, but good thing Elizabeth turned the heater on. The best part was that I was on her until the turtles came into view. I never forgot about them. I just failed to look at them for myself last time, but I knew that I would then. I flew over there to land perfectly on the edge of their tank. It was so cool, but the smell was too strong for my liking. I wish I could swim, and I could fly while they couldn't. It's fair. Uh-oh, it's slippery. I couldn't stand properly like on Elizabeth's shoulder or on my perch. This was it. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. It was my fault. If I fly, I could fall in the water with their poop in it. Ew. Elizabeth, help me. Elizabeth? Where is she? She left. The only person who could save me left. What do I do? What do I do? Maybe chirping will grab her attention. I tried and tried, but halted because I could fall in that way as well with such movements. She eventually came with her phone facing me, but when I wanted to jump in, hesitation ran across my body and destabilized every body part, especially my wings and legs. I was practically stuck. Next, she wanted me to step up onto her finger, and even though it was usually no problem for me, this was an exception. I was officially in the canyon of doom. Just by ignoring her, probably won't give her any indication, but biting was the only option left. I knew biting was wrong, but this was an emergency. She was so clout for me to fly over to her hand, but to do so, my legs needed strength. However, that was the exact issue. Something went across me, causing me to turn half a circle. Who's there? Show yourself. I realized that one of the turtles, whose name I figured from Elizabeth was Seaweed. She was the one who swam by behind me at the speed of light. Then she verbally asked me if I could go on her, but I couldn't talk yet. Just using her voice wasn't going to help, since it was just another way of possibly leading to the turtles eating me. Out of nowhere, a needle filled with pain and drowsiness spiked up on my feet, and then my legs caught the effect. Okay. Enough was enough. I knew what I had to do at that very moment. She lifted her phone in front of me again, and before it was too late, I took a risk. An immense one at that. I decided to jump on. Engaging all of my already used muscles, I jumped onto her phone, the hero, and made it out alive and clean, even though I did slip a little at the beginning. Yeah, Bluey, don't you ever do that again, she said after looking at her phone, her eyes moving from side to side. Chirp! I just wanted to be in that moment for an eternity due to the fact that I couldn't chirp for so long. I mean, not only did she deserve it, but I've also learned my lesson. They just look so different from the hundreds of budgies I've seen before. Know-it-all. That's because they aren't budgies.